everybody. I was sitting in orientation yesterday and I met this very lovely lady, Panchali, and she started telling me a little bit about what she's doing in the world. She's a wise, strong, vibrant woman making such a difference in this world on behalf of animals, and she's just so lovely. I said, please let me take an interview, and you can share with us all of the wonderful things that you're doing and all of the inspiration that you are giving me. I think you can share with all of the followers on Pure Joy Yoga. So here she is, everyone. Hello, my dear. How are you today?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Great. So, can you tell us a little bit about your endeavors and maybe even a little bit about what inspired you to get started? So, tell us the name of your foundation.
Yeah, it's called RARE Sri Lanka. That's RARE Sri Lanka. So, RARE stands for Rally for Animal Rights and Environment. It's an organization that advocates for animal rights, and our main focus is on elephants. So Sri Lanka is a small island in the Indian Ocean, close to India. But we have our own elephant species called the Elephas maximus. They're an Asian elephant species. You can see Elephas maximus only in Sri Lanka. So we have about 5,000 elephants in the wild, and we have about 200 elephants in captivity. But the stories of both the wild elephants and the captive elephants are very sad. The captive elephants are tied by chains 24/7 through their whole lives. They are used as exhibits in the zoos, and the others are used as slaves in religious processions called peraharas. They are made to wear ridiculous clothes, very heavy, and clothes that give out a lot of heat. Their ears are covered, and they fix electric bulbs on the clothes. Sometimes they fix generators to illuminate these electric bulbs, and these also give out a lot of heat, which is very bad for the elephant's skin. And they're chained from both their back legs are tied together, and then they're tied and those back legs are tied again with the front legs. So elephants are in virtual cages while walking this procession called perahara. And when they're not going in the peraharas, they are begging for money in temples. These are Buddhist temples, or they are tied up front leg, back leg, where they can move only about 1 foot. Sometimes they can't even keep their 2 feet on the floor, and that is how they live throughout their lives. And the wild elephants they also have a very sad story, but they have more freedom. They have freedom than the captive elephants. They are lucky, more fortunate than the captive elephants. But wild elephants also have a lot of problems because humans have made houses and factories and crops. They are growing crops on forest land. So elephants are losing their homes because there is deforestation and all the trees are being cut down. Elephants don't have food, and when they come to, if by mistake elephants come to the farmlands of humans, then they shoot them. They kill elephants. About at least 1 elephant dies in Sri Lanka every day. There are very inhumane methods of killing them. They are all illegal, but the Sri Lankan government does not enforce laws. There is not enough effort from the government side to save these wild elephants. So my organization is trying to do the best we can to make lives better for the captive elephants and the wild elephants both. We want to end the captivity of elephants in Sri Lanka in our lifetime. So we want to change, because captivity of elephants is attached to religious culture. People think elephants are blessed to be in captivity and work for the elephant. They don't realize that elephants don't understand what human gods are. So we are trying to change the minds of Sri Lankan people and make them see that elephants have feelings, that they also want to live as a family. And we want finally for Sri Lankan people to reject this culture of keeping in elephants in temples.
Yes. And so, like, what an incredible thing that you're doing to fight against a cultural norm in Sri Lanka, and fighting, like, don't really like the word fighting. I think carving a new path of educating the Sri Lankan people about the needs of wildlife and why it's important to make sure that the wildlife has what they need. You know, elephants need somewhere to root in the soil. They need somewhere to swim and throw dirt on their backs and have their body free to move and roam. And they are, they are also mammals who need to be with their family and their loved ones and their tribe, so to speak. And it's really important that these animals have these rights. And when we were talking yesterday, you were telling me too about how the animals are tied in the temples, and it's seen as an honorable existence for the animal based on the fact that they're saving, or they're in some way, shape, or form, perhaps serving Buddha on a bigger level. But this is not the case. In the sutras, Buddha nowhere in the sutras asks that any animal ever be in captivity. And if anything, Buddhists really, really believe in the rights of animals to be free. And so it really actually goes against what Buddhism teaches. And when we were talking yesterday, you were saying that, they don't even get enough water, never mind are fed enough and treated properly. Also, we were talking about the fact that they use prongs and hooks and all kinds of terrible, terrible tools to beat the animals into submission. And even how we were talking about how even for the wild animals, people in the villages or that are living in rural areas with garden spaces will put bombs in pumpkins. And then the elephants are eating these pumpkins and their mouths are blowing up. And then they're dying a very slow and painful starvation death because, of course, after their mouth is blown apart, they're not able to eat. So, guys, if you're watching, I just want you to know how absolutely real and horrific the treatment of these animals are in Sri Lanka. And I'm really not here to criticize the Sri Lankan government or the people of Sri Lanka. It really is an education thing. It's about all of us understanding what's going on and staying in touch with what's going on and raising a ruckus and saying, no way, it's not okay. And as the travelers of the world from all of the countries that know better are saying, no, this is not okay, then it puts pressure on these governments to change their practices and to speed up the process of educating their people so that they can be more aware of animal rights. And so I'm really hopeful that you will look up the information and become more and more aware of what's going on in the world around us. And I just thank you so much, Panchali, for sharing your experience, strength, and hope.
Website.
Yes,
details.
Please do. Yes.
So it's www.raresl.org. It's www.raresl.org.
Thank you so much. Now, you're also wearing a t-shirt.
Yes.
Would you be able to stand up so that we can see your t-shirt? And there, if you need it, you have Rare Sri Lanka, the voices of Sri Lankan elephants.
And you got the website.
And the back, there's the back. Okay, www.raresl.org. Excellent. Thank you so much, dear lady. And may all of your work and endeavors be fruitful, and all the merit that you are showing towards the animals really bring freedom for these animals in this lifetime. You've already done so much. When we were talking yesterday. We can't go into much more detail, but my goodness, you are a very powerful woman. And I love it because this is a woman who was working in high finance, but she just knew that her calling was to work with the animals. So she's taking all these wonderful skills she has and all of the contacts and connections and networking that she's done throughout a career, and she's changing it into something so much more important in this world. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sherry. It was
Thank
great
you.
meeting you.
Nice meeting you. I'm going to get a shot of the elephants in the background. Bye, dear. And here's what the cause is all about. Although we're in Thailand and we have other people that are working on behalf of the elephants here, you know, there's still all of the things going on in Sri Lanka, and I'm sure in other parts of Africa and other parts of the world where the elephants really need us to be their voice. And not only the elephants, all of wildlife, you know, anywhere where animals are in captivity and being used as circus clowns. Let's stop that practice. Thanks, everybody.